Hey everybody, it's Ron from Pickdawgz, and this is Ron's Bank Shop Breakdown. We're going to go over 5 college basketball games for Friday, November 25th, 2022. Hope all of you had a nice Thanksgiving with your family and friends. And if you like what you see in this video, make sure to hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to put your college basketball picks in the comment section below. And if you're looking for my best bets, you can always find those at Pickdawgz Premium. Alrighty, let's get into it. Here are the 5 games we're going to talk about for Friday's card in college hoops. First up, we see Iowa taking on Clemson in a neutral site game, 7 o'clock Eastern start time on CBS Sports Network. This is going to be in the Emerald Coast Classic. Now, Iowa is ranked 4th in the nation in adjusted offensive efficiency. They're ranked 25th in the AP polls, but ranked 15th in KenPom after their first 4 wins of the year against Bethune-Cookman, North Carolina A&T, Seton Hall, and Nebraska-Omaha, scoring at least 83 points in all of those games. They're scoring at a very fast pace, second in average possession length. They don't turn the ball over much, and they have a pretty good shooting percentage, both from three-point range and their two-point field goals. Good free throw percentage as a team as well. This is an Iowa team that's going to score a lot of points this season. And the big thing for me is the defense has improved. When you look at Clemson on the other side, it's a 72nd ranked adjusted defensive efficiency team. Iowa ranked 58th after last year struggling a little bit on the defensive end, but I think Iowa is much improved this season. I mentioned in a couple of weeks ago that this is a very experienced Iowa team despite losing some key members of last year's roster. This is still a really good Iowa team on paper that's going to do a lot of damage in the Big Ten, in my opinion, and I like their chances in this game. I just don't think Clemson can keep up with this high-powered Iowa offense, so give me the Iowa Hawkeyes in this one, laying the points. Next up, we see Vermont taking on Ball State. This one a neutral site game, 12 o'clock Eastern. It's in Baha Mar Convention Center in the Bahamas, so a neutral site game in the Bahamas here. And you know, Vermont's off to a 1-5 start to the season, but you got to look at that strength of schedule. I think that's really important. All their 5 losses to teams inside the top 200 in KenPom: St. Mary's, Cal State Fullerton, USC, Iona, and Yale, and all those games are either on the road in a true road game or at a neutral site. And you know, they lost to Cal State Fullerton in double overtime. They lost to USC by 2 points. So they've been competitive in spots. They've struggled at times shooting the basketball, but this is still the 53rd ranked defensive rebounding team, and that's really important when you're playing a team like Ball State. Ball State loves to shoot the deep ball, and they're making them at a nice rate this season, 98th in the nation in three-point percentage. But this is still a team I think Vermont has the edge when it comes to defense. Defensively, Vermont's ranked 146th in adjusted defensive efficiency. Ball State ranked 251st. So I do think that the buckets are going to be found here by Vermont in this game. They played a lot of tough defenses in non-conference play. Iona, Yale, USC, all really good defensively compared to a team like Ball State that I think will finish outside the top 250 when it comes to defensive efficiency at the end of the season. I do think Vermont, this is a good bounce-back spot and a good feel-good win after losing those 5 games in those road spots and on the neutral site against Iona. So give me Vermont in this one. The Catamounts, I think, are the much better team. I'll lay the points here with Vermont. Next up, we see UC Irvine taking on Nichols. This one a 7 o'clock Eastern start time. Neutral site here at the Las Vegas Classic. So another neutral site game. A lot of these around this time of year in non-conference play. But Nichols, I do think, is a lot better than its current record. They're 1-3 to start the year. They've scheduled a very tough non-conference schedule. They already played 3 road games to start the season against Arizona, very good team. Wyoming is an underrated team in the Mountain West. And BYU, we always know BYU puts together a solid program. Now, Nichols just earned their first win of the year, but unfortunately, it was against a subdivision opponent in Jarvis Christian. So no Division I wins yet, and I don't think they're going to get one in this spot. I really like Nichols overall, and I do think they're going to be a very tough team to beat in the Southland this season. But in this matchup against UC Irvine, I don't think they match up well. The thing that Nichols likes to do is force a lot of turnovers. They play a very aggressive style on defense. It's why they're number 1 in the nation in average possession length on defense. Doesn't last very long, their defensive possessions, but they are 16th in defensive turnover percentage. So they force a lot of turnovers on defense. Unfortunately for them, they're facing UC Irvine, who's 48th in the nation in limiting those turnovers. They don't really cough the ball up much. This is a pretty good offense, but an even better defense for UC Irvine. And I think at Nichols, they're just too volatile for this type of matchup. Like I said, when it comes to Southland play, it's going to really benefit them for not only playing these types of games against these tough teams, but also playing the style that they play and that really aggressive defense. I like what I'm seeing from Nichols, but not in this matchup. We took them against BYU. We were getting a ton of points, but not in this one. Give me UC Irvine laying the points. Next up, we see North Texas taking on San Jose State. Another game in the Bahamas for this one, 5:30 Eastern start time at the neutral site. Now, North Texas suffered a loss against St. Mary's back on November 13th. It was an ugly one. They only put up 33 points in a 63 to 33 final score. but North Texas was without their number one point guard in Tyler Perry, who was a big contributor to last year's team, and he's already a big contributor to this year's team as he played the next game against Fresno State. It was a 61-52 win for North Texas, and in that game, Perry had 21 points. He also had 4 rebounds, 3 assists, so he is a very effective player on both sides of the court, and he is much needed for this team going forward. But since he's back in the lineup and they're facing a team in San Jose State that I don't really love this matchup for, this is a San Jose State team that's shooting the ball very well, but they're ranked 227th in adjusted defensive efficiency, and they're still allowing a pretty low effective field goal percentage to opposing teams. So what that tells me is teams are not really shooting well against San Jose State, but not necessarily because San Jose State is a good defensive team. I think it's a little bit too much of luck and unsustainability for that San Jose State defense. Bringing a team like North Texas that's ranked 64th in the nation in adjusted defensive efficiency, I don't like your chances. I think the luck is going to run out here for San Jose State. So give me the North Texas Mean Green laying the points in this one at the neutral site. And the final game we're going to talk about for Friday's card is going to be between Cal and TCU, another neutral site game in the Emerald Coast Classic, 9:30 Eastern on CBS Sports Network. Now, I'm going to continue to fade Cal in this spot yet again. They're 0-5 to start the year. They've been miserable this season on offense, 268th in adjusted offensive efficiency, 349th in turnover percentage on offense. This is a TCU defense that's ranked inside the top 45 in the country in those efficiency numbers. So I don't like this matchup at all for Cal's offense to get going. Now, can the defense keep up with TCU? I think for a little while, but this is a TCU offense that's gotten a little bit unlucky to start the year. They're ranked 64th in the nation in adjusted offensive efficiency without really good shooting numbers. This is a TCU team that attacks the offensive glass at a great rate, ranked 34th in the country in offensive rebounding percentage. So I do think the points are going to be found in this game for TCU, even at the neutral site. I don't think Cal's offense shows up in this one at all. I'm going to lay the points here with TCU, the Horned Frogs, to end the night. And that's it. Those are the games we're going to talk about for Friday's card in college basketball. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. And don't forget to put your college basketball picks in the comments section below. Again, if you're looking for my best bets, you can always find those at Pick Dawgz Premium. As always, this is Ron Romanelli. Good luck.